Winter, while beautiful and magical, is the hardest season for me. Because of autoimmune issues, the cold and the lack of sunlight really get to me and make me start feeling super unwell. If that's you too, wrap yourself up in a cozy blanket, get comfortable, and I'm going to share with you a few things that'll help make your winter happier and healthier. It seems simple, but I think one of the easiest ways to feel really cozy and uplifted in the winter is through drinking hot beverages and eating soup.
My favorite tea brand is Peak Tea, but I don't actually have any right now. Numi organic teas are great too. Some brands have tea bags made out of plastic, but Numi's are made out of hemp cellulose and they're unbleached. Anyway, I love green tea, and this one is scented with jasmine flowers, which is exquisite. It's full of antioxidants, good for your heart and your brain, just like just about all teas are. White tea has less caffeine than both black tea and green tea, and its tea leaves are picked when the plant is younger, so it also has higher levels of antioxidants. Tea itself can be super calming and help ground you in the moment, warming you from the inside out. I find it really helps my mood, especially in the winter. Herbal teas are great too, and it's easy to put together a nice cup yourself. I'm using my favorite teapot I bought when I was living in Japan. It has a strainer in it. I'll add rose hips, which are high in antioxidants and vitamin C, and it's helpful for a lot of different things. Next, some whole cloves, also high in antioxidants, and manganese, which is great for your brain, and it can help with digestion. Last, I'll add some broken up cinnamon sticks, also loaded with antioxidants, and it can help reduce blood sugar, and it can help reduce inflammation. I'll just pour in some hot water, add a bit of honey, and let it steep. Now some non-tea hot beverages. Golden milk is healthy in so many ways and easy to make. I'm using vanilla almond milk, cinnamon powder, turmeric powder, and maple syrup, but you can also use honey. And also add a dash of black pepper. I just didn't have any at the moment, but it helps you absorb it better. I tend to just eyeball it, but it's about a cup of plant-based milk, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of turmeric, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, and usually a dash or about an eighth of a teaspoon of black pepper. Golden milk is anti-inflammatory, can help you get to sleep at night, and is great for skin. I mean, who doesn't love a cup of hot chocolate? I'm using this little mug that was given to me by a car dealership in Japan when I was buying my first car. It's the perfect size. Hot chocolate is so easy. Just vanilla almond milk, 2 tablespoons of fermented cacao powder, and 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Fermented cacao powder has more fiber and protein and is easier to digest than the non-fermented cacao powder, and is the most concentrated form of cacao available. Cacao's mood boosting and heart and blood benefits are well known, and it's so good. I've done a taste test video about Crio Bru before, and the next video I'm going to be coming out with is going to be a new review of a couple of different clean Crio Bru flavors, so stay tuned for that. Basically, Crio Bru is a sophisticated chocolate drink. It's just different roasts of ground cacao beans if you get the clean flavors. It can boost your mood and give you energy without the jitters of caffeine. The things we do consistently, our practices, have a profound impact on our mental and physical health. Our blood and our lymph need to circulate, so we have to keep moving in the winter and really make it a practice. Light is also extremely important, and since we get less of it during the winter, it's a good idea to be more mindful and creative on how we get it. Dietary supplementation is also beneficial for keeping the winter blues at bay, so it's a good time to start that practice as well. Late lies the wintry sun abed, a frosty, fiery sleepyhead, blinks but an hour or two, and then a blood-red orange sets again. Before the stars have left the skies, at morning in the dark I rise, and shivering in my nakedness, by the cold candle bathe and dress. Close by the jolly fire I sit, to warm my frozen bones a bit, or with a reindeer sled explore the colder countries round the door. When to go out, my nurse doth wrap me in my comforter and cap. The cold wind burns my face and blows his frosty pepper up my nose. Black are my steps on silver sod, thick blows my frosty breath abroad, and tree and house and hill and lake are frosted like a wedding cake. If it's too cold to get movement in outside, try something inside like rebounding. Rebounders are relatively inexpensive and easy to use. You can walk, run, jump, or dance on them, or you can try a workout like Suzanne Bowen's Bar Amped Bounce. Rebounding works the entire body, is amazing at stimulating the lymphatic system, and can even help relieve symptoms of anxiety. Exercise, especially weight training, is extremely important. Aiming for lifting weights 3 times a week with progressive overload can help with things like healthy aging, healthy metabolism, and burning excess fat. It also boosts your mood, energizes your mind and body, and reduces stress.
Sunlight is crucial to human health. We need it to make vitamin D, among other things. But in the winter, if you live above the 37-degree latitude line, it's extremely difficult to get vitamin D from the sun between November and March. Get what you can safely before then.
Something I found to be extremely effective is red light therapy. The light from a red light therapy panel penetrates the skin, stimulating energy in the cells that help them function better, which in turn improves mood, helps you sleep better, alleviates pain, particularly joint pain I've noticed, reduces inflammation, improves blood flow and circulation, and is great for skin. My panel is pretty old at this point. I got it in 2019 when it was still a fairly new idea for people to have their own personal red light therapy panels at home. My model isn't even made anymore, but if you're looking for a good one, look up Alex Fergus on YouTube. He tests them out and makes it really easy to find good brands. While there's no scientific evidence that I could find, for me, candles just make me feel comforted, cozy, at ease, safe, quietly joyful. Most candles you'll find in stores aren't good for your health. They contain harmful chemicals and fragrances. Pure beeswax candles, on the other hand, are 100% clean, and they burn cleanly, no harmful chemicals or fragrances. They naturally smell like honey, and when burned, they emit negative ions that can promote feelings of well-being. They're just really great candles. They're amazing plain, but you can find companies that scent them with essential oils as well for a clean fragrance alternative.
Supplementation in the winter is super important if you want to keep your immune system healthy. Talk to your trusted healthcare advisors. There are many to consider and they're expensive, so at the moment I am focusing on 2. The first one is vitamin C. If you have an autoimmune issue, it is surprising how easy it is to be deficient in vitamin C. Vitamin C can help regulate and strengthen your immune system. It reduces oxidative stress and can alleviate symptoms of depression. It's also an antioxidant and helps with collagen production. You have to be careful though, because most supplements use grain as fillers. The only brand I'm sure of that makes 100% grain-free supplements is Dr. Peter Osborne's brand. This is the one I use. It's a powder. You just mix it in water and drink it. The other supplement is vitamin D, since it's so hard to get enough in the winter. Vitamin D promotes a healthy immune system, regulates mood, can decrease depression symptoms, and more. This is the one I usually take. It's in a liquid form. Each drop is about 1,000 IUs, and you can take it in water. Aromatherapy is a great choice to add to your toolkit for combating the winter blues. When you inhale a scent, it stimulates the olfactory nerve, which directly connects to the limbic system of your brain, which is the mood center. So it controls mood, memory, and stress response. We'll make 2 blends together today to help combat the symptoms of the winter blues: a diffuser blend and a roll-on blend. Let's start with the diffuser blend. I want this diffuser blend to be calming and grounding, something to help you relax before you go to bed at night. I have a PDF guide on Gumroad you can pick up called How to Diffuse Essential Oils. It's got all the basics on how to diffuse essential oils safely, and it's got a lot of recipes in the back. Taking a peek inside, we can go through to page 31 and use the first recipe there. It calls for 3 drops of lavender, lavandula angustifolia, because of its ability to calm both body and mind. Today I'm using cashmere lavender, which is softer and sweeter than the Bulgarian or French that I usually use. Next, the recipe calls for 2 drops of petite grain bigarade, which, by the way, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I've actually never heard anyone say that out loud. But anyway, we're using it because it also calms the body and mind, and it's uplifting. It comes from the same plant that also produces neroli and bitter orange essential oils. Lastly, the recipe calls for 3 drops of frankincense, Boswellia carteri, because of its ability to calm the mind and its grounding. Today I'm using a different frankincense, Boswellia serrata, which is softer and more grounded. Okay, let's put this all together. I've got my diffuser here. I'm just going to take off the top. The first thing you'll do is pour some water into it. I don't always fill it all the way up to the fill line because I don't run it for that long. So that'll be good there. Okay, now I've got 3 drops of lavender, 2 drops of petite grain bigarade, and finally our 3 drops of frankincense. Okay, now let's put the top back on there. Turn it on. Run your diffuser on your bedside table for 15 minutes before you go to bed. Man, that's really nice. Our second aromatherapy blend to help with symptoms of the winter blues is going to be a roll-on blend. We'll just use a standard 10 milliliter sized roll-on bottle. And we'll use jojoba as our base carrier oil. I have another PDF you can pick up on Gumroad called How to Dilute Essential Oils. It'll help you become confident in creating safe essential oil blends. I have some dilution charts in there for quick reference. Taking a peek inside, we'll go to page 21 to see the dilution chart for 10 milliliter roll-ons. I've included several different units of measure for comparison. Generally, when you're just making blends for yourself, it's fine to use drops. But if you're making products to sell, you'll want to use grams so that your recipe always comes out the same each time you make it. Drops are not an accurate unit of measure. But since we're just making this for ourselves today, we'll use drops. My PDF guide also teaches you how to find the right dilution ratio to use, and you generally won't go over 5% unless you're working with a professional. Since we want our blend today to be calming and grounding, it'll only be used on a small area of the body for a limited amount of time, and we won't be using it on our face. We'll blend this at a 3% dilution rate today. I've chosen vetiver essential oil to be the star of this blend because I find it supremely grounding and relaxing, and it's great for stress relief. I'll be pairing it with the same lavender we used in the diffuser blend. I find flowers pair really well with vetiver, and lavender will add an extra touch of relaxation and support. And for a touch of brightness and optimism, we'll use the petite grain, also from the diffuser blend. Okay, let's blend. The first thing we're going to do is partially fill up your 10 milliliter bottle with the jojoba carrier. And to make it easy and less messy, I'm going to use this little dropper here. Next, I'm going to add in 3 drops of vetiver. Now this is a pretty thick oil, so it might take a minute to get 3 drops. Next we'll do 2 drops of lavender. There we go.
And lastly, we'll add our 1 drop of petit grain. There we go. Okay, next we're gonna fill it up to the shoulder with jojoba. All right, so we're just about at the shoulder. Now I'm gonna take the roller and pop it in. So that's my roller right there. You just pop it in. I'll just shake it up. Just FYI, roller bottles that have metal rollers are better than ones that have plastic like this, but whoops. It's great to use on your wrists and your chest whenever you feel like you need to calm down and really get grounded. It just smells so nice.